Hello.
Hi, y'all.
What's up, Kevin? Hey, Shell. It's good to see you. Alpha
Oh,
Llama Llama.
I need to
Hello.
quiet
What's up? Video comment.
my laptop. And hello to everyone that Tyler just said hello to. Woo! What a day. What a week.
We are full of Indian food.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
I'm ready to do some drawing.
Yeah, I am being very loud right now. And I don't need to be.
So last weekend, I went out and I did some plein air drawing. And I was very frustrated with it because I wanted to go out into the woods and paint. Like I went out to like a state park and I wanted to paint some of these trees or draw some of these trees and get like a vibe of what it's like to be up inside them. And it is very, very hard, especially with a pencil, which is all I brought with me. Mostly because the like high frequency detail is like so intense that it's really, really hard to like find larger shapes and medium-sized shapes because it's sort of just like all tiny shapes.
It sounds like you're making stuff up by saying high frequency detail.
Nope, that's a real shit.
It also sounds like a band.
It does sound like a band. That would be not a bad band name. What's up, Math Raptor? It's good to see you.
And Tugboat.
And Tugboat. What a week.
And Shell's dog. Alpha Llama Llama, butter chicken, pizza for dinner sounds great. And I said that really weird. I said pizza really strangely.
So I took a photo of this, like this tree, like this is the tree I was looking at.
Oh.
And this is what I drew. And I was like, I snapped this picture just as I was like giving up. And I'm like, maybe I'll mess with it at home. And then a few days later, I saw this painting on Reddit. And like a goober, I did not write down the name of the artist. But I was like, this person's really kind of solved the high frequency detail problem.
I don't understand what you mean by high frequency detail.
I mean, like the small details. So like a scene like this is overwhelmed by, there's some large forms like the trunks of these trees, and then some like other kind of largish forms, but all of them are sort of like overwhelmed by tiny bits of detail. So like this tree trunk, even though you can see that it's like a single shape, it's still like that trunk has so much fine detail in it that like expressing that in the painting is difficult. But this person I felt like did a really good job of it.
Yeah.
Better than I did in my drawings.
It looks very 70s to me.
It does have a little bit of a 70s vibe.
It's got those 70s colors.
Yeah.
Hi, Jordan.
What's up, Jordan? Yeah, scenery is, I love it, man. That was sort of like when I first started to make comics as like when I feel like I figured out how to make comics was the same moment I figured out how to like really love drawing environments and the setting for the story. It's all about building a world.
And you do love trees.
And I do love trees. I love forests and trees and stuff.
You didn't know that before you went into like started doing Harrow County that.
Well, I knew before I started Harrow County that I wanted to draw trees. I just hadn't drawn a bunch yet.
Hadn't had the opportunity.
Yeah. So it took me a while. Like I was actually talking to somebody, I guess it was yesterday. Yeah. I did an interview, and I was talking about how I felt like by the very end of Harrow County that I had kind of figured out a really solid approach to painting trees and drawing trees and working on environment stuff.
Who was the interview with?
It was with the, oh goodness gracious, the comic book club. It was like they do a B.P.R.D and a Hellboy book club.
Hey, it's John from the Hellboy book club.
Yeah, there we go.
That was us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Book club member comics.
Yeah, so if you
thanks so much, John.
If you look up book club member comics on like iTunes or whatever, you can hear a lot of their other podcasts.
Where you find your favorite podcast.
Eventually, you will find me on there.
Yeah.
And I need a little bit of Prussian blue.
Someone suggested that I put Prussian blue on the bingo cards, and I did not. I should do that.
I do love Prussian blue.
Yeah.
I'm a Prussian blue man.
For anyone who's not aware, if you go to Tyler's BlueSky or Kara or Mastodon account, you will see a very recent post from about 15 minutes ago that has a quote post of the bingo cards that I made from community suggestions.
And this
Depression blue is what Kevin said. Hi, Kevin.
This is kind of exciting. This is some Gamblin oil paint. The two brands that I've been using the most is this Gamblin and the M. Graham and Company. And I always sort of lean towards the M. Graham because they make it like 30 miles from my house. But it turns out Gamblin is made like 50 miles from my house in Portland, which is very exciting. Portland, Oregon, 97202, if you need their zip code.
Yeah, Kevin, that is pretty cool. We should go visit them someday.
Yeah, I think Gamblin does do tours, but I don't think M. Graham does tours. They're too secretive.
Yet. Once enough of us ask, then maybe.
All right, so ahead of time, I did a little bit of a rough-in with just a red pencil. And I think that's it. Oh, you know what I noted?
I think that we haven't talked about the rules of the pencil thing, but in my opinion, even though we didn't see you do the pencils, you just talked about it. I think that would be a square that someone could take on the bingo card.
Maybe. If you want to be a cheater.
I don't think that it is a cheater. I think this has pretty loose rules, is what I'm trying to say.
I am going to throw a little bit of Viridian.
Only if the pencil is in the hat, Tugboat says.
I know, I probably have way too many colors on my palette right now. This is what the palette looks like. All these guys. And I don't remember what the names of half of them are right now, so we'll just pretend.
You just call them red and green and...
Yellow, red, blue, and green.
Kevin says someone who works at the same place that Kevin does used to know the guy who created Olo markers. Apparently, the Olo marker creator also lives in Portland. Have you used Olo markers?
Are those? I don't know what Olo markers are. I don't.
I've never used them. Capital O, capital L, capital O.
This paint's been on the palette for a couple days, so it's a little bit gooey.
They look like a Copic style marker.
Like a alcohol marker?
Uses an alcohol marker. It is it's a customizable alcohol marker that is incredibly high quality, user-friendly, and economical. Designed with you in mind.
Me?
Uh-huh. Yep. So they must be even though it says alcohol marker, they must have some oil paint in there or watercolor.
I get it.
Oh.
What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Hi, Mark. Just talked about being on the book club member comics podcast. I believe Mark was there too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Mark joined us.
Tyler, Mark, and John, at the very least. Did Tibbs ever make it?
No, Tibbs didn't show up.
She's sleeping right now. She's been very cute sleeping in the window. Not the window to the left of Tyler. To the window off camera. It's a shame. Yeah, Mark's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
What's cool with everybody else in chat? Oh. Couldn't help but notice there, honey, but your hat is blocking a lot of what you're doing.
Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to go commando.
Just on the top of your head. Math Raptor's working on some new pages. Yay. Tugboat says it's 7:45 in Oregon. It's the official solstice time.
Oh.
Happy solstice.
So today is the longest day of the year? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's going to start getting shorter again. Good work, Tugboat. Block hat bingo card. Hi, Dylan. Kevin's been practicing gesture figure drawing for most of the day. That sounds like
fun.
a really cool way to spend the day.
I have been kind of jonesing for that lately. I've been kind of just like, I live an hour away from the closest figure drawing place. I haven't felt like I wanted to make the trip anywhere yet. But one of these days I'm going to need to. Because I think about it a lot.
Yeah. John saw Life of Chuck, the sci-fi Stephen King movie, and said it's a great film.
Mm. Oh, there's new Murderbot today.
Oh, that's right. Alpha, you can totally say what's uncool instead of what's cool. Alpha says there are no quality toothless dragon toys released with the new movie. That is disappointing. That's a missed opportunity. Toothless toys are cute and sought after. Hi, Cody. Cody Ship. Cody Ship is asking, honey, what's the weirdest story you have about working with Cullen, or scariest maybe?
The weirdest story.
Yep.
I mean, the thing about Cullen that he does not want anybody to know is that he's like kind of an extraordinarily normal guy. Like they're really like, yeah, he's a normal guy. Don't tell him I blew his cover though.
Dylan says, now that today's the solstice, the pagans can be out celebrating, but he won't be because it's 102 degrees outside at 7 o'clock.
Yikes.
Oof. That sounds like California weather. When we moved from San Diego, California to Oregon, it was October 31st.
No, it was like 6 weeks before that because we stayed.
6 weeks before that?
Yeah, because remember we stayed out at the greenhouse
on Halloween.
No, when we moved to Oregon. We moved to Oregon and we stayed with Mom and Dad for like a month and a half or something until we moved to the coast on October. So it was like,
oh, we moved. Oh, okay, all right. So okay, it wasn't October. It was September, and it was 103.
I think it was 113.
That's what I was gonna say at first, and then I was all, no, it can't be that. I must.
It seems fake to me, but I think that's what it was. It was like,
that was my first thought too. 113 in September, and it was moving day for us. Woof. Woof. Oh, Alpha Llama Llama is saying that the toothless toys, there are toothless toys that are being released, but they are in such poor quality that it looks like the plastic will just break within a year. Tugboat also recommends the Life of Chuck movie. Odie says that Cullen's not that normal. He's seen him mix surge and whiskey before.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know already, Cullen is spending some time on his YouTube channel, the Colonoscopy. So if you need some Cullen content, you can look that up on the tubes.
Tugboat remembers the heat, the 113-degree weather, and says the streets buckled.
Yikes.
Yeah. Sometimes the streets would get hot enough that the tar on the streets would be very sticky.
Yep.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up, Jordan. Hello. Jordan says that that they like the time lapse you uploaded.
Well, thank you, Jordan. I keep thinking that I'll be able to figure out how you make art by watching your process, but nope, you use sorcery.
Obviously.
The time lapses like kind of feel like sorcery to me too sometimes. Like I just forget. Like so much of what I do is just intuitive that when I watch it played back super fast, I'm always sort of like, what the heck am I doing?
So if anyone's interested, you can go to the YouTube. It didn't get put in the shorts, right? It got put in just the regular video section.
Yeah, it's just a regular video.
And there's a 3-minute time lapse for Out of Alcatraz double page spread.
It was one of those things that I filmed it super early in the process of working on Alcatraz and then totally forgot that it existed until just the other day. And Mott did the editing on it, or much of the editing anyway.
Did you do some more editing to it?
Well, I had actually done kind of an editing pass on it already before I passed it off to you.
I cut all that stuff out. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Carrie and Alex, what's up?
Dylan likes the colors that you're using, honey.
Thanks.
It's
funny to me. It doesn't quite look like a thing yet, but I'm trusting the process.
It looks like a monster is gonna bite. Like the brown parts are teeth.
The kind of goldy brown parts.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Dylan drew a little bit for the first time in a couple of months.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. That's cool.
It's got to feel good.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Some good practice in, even if it didn't feel great. Oh. Carrie sees a warrior woman hiding in the trees holding a spear.
Oh, yeah, I can kind of see it too.
I can't see it yet.
Like, here's her head, and then her shoulders, and it's like she's got like, she almost looks like she's reaching across her belt. Oh. And then she's got kind of a dress.
Yeah, I see it now. Thank y'all. My cool news is that Wednesday I did an interview with Sirius Black on YouTube. It's not uploaded yet. But yes, Sirius Black has a YouTube called Sirius Slack.
And it's, how do you spell Sirius? It's not
which
like
one?
like Sirius Black.
Sirius Black.
It's CYR, right?
CERIUS and then BLAQ, and but Sirius Slack is as you would expect to write it in.
His
in
YouTube
English.
channel is Serious.
Yes, I'm gonna pull it up just to double check. YouTube. And I'm gonna speak all the words that I type, apparently.
Sirius like the dog constellation. Not serious like a serious matter.
Okay. Sirius Slack with Sirius Black. The first Sirius is how we spell it in English.
Which is?
Serious. Slack. And then Sirius Black is like, is that how you spell the constellation? Cerius BLAQ. And they have a YouTube channel where they do interview comics folks and ask questions about, ask 5 questions, and then do a video, what's it called, honey? Video reaction.
Then you did like a Klaus Nomi reaction?
Yes, but so if you do not know who Klaus Nomi is, do not look him up yet. Wait until you see until my video's uploaded on Sirius Slack. But if you do know who Klaus Nomi is, then you probably will enjoy the video. CB was not familiar with Klaus Nomi. I can't link anything in chat still. I'm sorry, y'all. Every time this comes up, I remember that I need to look up like how to fix that. But
you might have. Can you log in as me and do it?
Okay. Yeah, let me do that. That is a good thing to try. Talks amongst yourselves, chat. Still working on getting the permission thing, but dipping into the chat. Alpha Llama Llama says that he got accepted to a local comic market in the mail mall.
What is a comic market? Is that like a consignment thing?
Or like a farmer's market, only like once a
Only
week you go
comics?
out and yeah, maybe. And he has 14 comics he can sell this time.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of comics.
Yeah. Okay, this is too hard right now.
We can do it later if you want to.
There. Oh, it's gave me an error. Try again. I tried to get sneaky and it's all no.
I'm sure people have tried every trick in the YouTube comments. It's a funny picture right now. It's also kind of funny that the show is called The Comic Book Cool Down and we're doing landscape oil painting. It's important. It's all comics.
I wasn't listening. I'm not being a good host right now. Trying to get logged back in. That was my problem.
Have you ever had an art piece that just wasn't working and you had a deadline Have you ever turned in a piece you hated? Whew. Yes, I have. I've definitely had deadlines that where like whatever I was unable to get a particularly good piece done in time and had to turn in what I had. My experience so far is that most of the time, what I'm really frustrated about and don't like, my editors are just sort of like glad to have it done and in their hand, and they can move on with their lives too. But it is frustrating, and it is something that I try really, really hard to avoid.
Tugboat's wondering what that golf club thing is called.
It is called a maul stick.
That's right.
I think it's a MAUL stick. And this one is not my golf club one. I actually
That's
found
the
one
you
at
just
the
bought.
art store and was like, ooh, that one's like kind of better. So I bought it. I think it was $13 or something. There are other tools that serve the same purpose that I'm very curious about. Like I've seen some that are like little like plexiglass bridges that you can set over your art and then rest your hand on it, but you can still see the whole image underneath it. But it's got like a ton of surface to rest your hand on, which seems pretty cool.
Haha, I got it. I went the sneaky route for now, y'all, and I am giving myself a note to get permissions so that I can give y'all actual links when we talk about stuff like this, finally. Apparently shame makes my voice go very high-pitched and whiny.
Renaissance technology reaches Central Oregon. I may have kind of screwed myself with these highlights. I might have to wait for these to dry a little bit and come back in a day or two so I can get some good.
Well, you're going in so blocky, it looks like you're making some new camo. Guess what comes out next Wednesday?
Out of Alcatraz number 4.
Number 4, 4 of 5.
Penultimate.
Yeah. The ultimate of penultimate. Kevin is asking, is watercolor still your favorite type of paint medium to use?
Probably. Like, I don't know if I think of it like that. Like, I think as time goes on, I'm becoming more and more of a mixed media artist than I am like a watercolor artist. Because even when I do like straight watercolor stuff,
You're using pencil
I'm
and gouache.
using a lot of gouache. I'm using a lot of ink. I'm using a lot of acrylic gouache.
If your oil painting still seems to be an interest to you, maybe that someday.
Yeah, like I doubt that I'll ever like oil paint a story.
Yeah, no,
just because that seems kind of wild.
Can you imagine doing 22 pages or more of something that each page has to dry a week?
And people do it. And you just work on multiple pages at once. So while one's drying, you're working on the next. But
then how many, we'd have to have empty spaces where tips cannot step.
Yeah.
For tons of pages to sit around. Is Alex Ross. Wait. Alex.
What about Alex Ross?
Is Alex Ross someone that does interiors with watercolor? Math Raptor.
Yeah, he uses, I think, mostly gouache.
Okay. Afalamalama says, coming in 5 years, a new comic from Tyler Crook.
Well, actually, I'm like in pre-production right now for my next book. And I have worked out sort of a limited color palette for it. And I actually went to the art store this week and I grabbed the same colors in watercolor, gouache, and colored pencil. Because I'm going to be hitting all of those. Getting all those different textures and stuff, but trying to keep it in the same color.
Yeah, I've seen some of it, y'all. It's pretty good. Aw, Tugboat wants to see the Lonesome Hunter rock.
Oh. It's right here. Ta-da. My mom painted the sword, and my sister did the
stippling.
It's kind of hard to show on here, but it's got little tiny.
You can't get closer to the.
Well, I can, but it'll
be out of focus.
And it says "Happy Birthday" on the back.
Because this is Tyler's birthday month.
Yeah, Alpha Loma Loma. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If I can get comfortable enough with doing some oil paints, that maybe I'll be able to start doing some covers this way. I think that would be a fun thing to do. But I also feel like I have a sort of a long way to go to be comfortable enough with these to be able to do them, try to do them on deadline. And one of the really tricky things with oils is just the time, the drying time. And I'm sure people have figured out like what the process needs to be in order to sort of get things done in a reasonable amount of time, but I haven't figured it out yet.
A tiny sort of sorting. Oh, me saying that was out of context. Dylan says in chat, the tiny sort of sorting. Dylan also says, happy birthday, Tugboat and Dylan.
Oh, thank you. 51. That seems ridiculous.
That's awesome. You're more than halfway through a century.
Yep.
You just, like, less than half of the way and you'll reach 100 years.
Yeah, in no time I'll be there.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Alex Fuentes asks, what's a good example of an oil-painted comic? Can't think of any. Drawing a blank.
Oof, there's a French one. I have somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's like it was in Metal Hurlone or Heavy Metal. God, what's it called? It's like a... What was it? Oh, happy birthday, Jordan. That's awesome. That's cool. We're almost the same age, Carrie.
Greek artist Spiros Verikios. I'm pronouncing that terribly, I'm sure. Painted a 43-page comic called I Don't Want to Dream. And the interior pages are oil paintings.
The one I'm thinking of is like, it's called something like Gladiator or something, and it's like a guy who flies around on a dragon, and it's like a water world. I don't think it's called Gladiator though. It's called something kind of super generic like that.
I'm looking it up.
Me too. The Mercenary, or El Mercenario. Kind of looks like that kind of thing.
Oh, that's an oil painting?
Yeah.
Must have been giant.
Maybe. I don't know how big his originals are. There are people who oil paint, and they oil paint teensy tiny. Like so small that it's freaky.
Wow.
Yeah, that's called The Mercenary, and definitely ran a couple stories in Heavy Metal. And I said it was French, but it might not be. He might be Italian or something. Oh man, that reminds me. Someone pointed out in the comments from when I was looking at Jippy, some of his comics, someone pointed out in the comics that I kept saying the Jippy was French when he's Italian.
Didn't we figure that out during the
I don't
stream?
think if we did, I don't remember.
I hope so. Pretty sure I did, though. Tugboat wants a noir comic from you, honey, called Mall Stick.
Down on his luck, Private Eye. His first name's Maul.
Maul.
His last name is Stick.
Yeah.
Something about this right now is giving me very strong, like, 50s or 60s
wallpaper.
Like, yeah, well, I was gonna say like wallpaper fits, but I was gonna say like elementary school textbook illustration
Oh, yeah.
vibes.
Shell's wondering what the pigments are on the palette tonight.
Oof, I don't remember. A lot of these were on the palette when I got started. I'm using M. Graham and Co.'s Quick Dry Titanium White. It's a really nice titanium white, and it does actually dry pretty quick, which is great. And the yellow is this. This is, I got these on clearance, these Michael Harding paints, so I thought I'd give them a try. And they're pretty nice. They're very smooth and creamy. So I got this Yellow Lake is my bright yellow. And I have some Indian yellow on there. And then I got, hold on. So I got titanium white, Yellow Lake, Indian yellow, yellow ochre. This is transparent iron oxide.
You did remember.
And the red is, I think it's this, Scarlet Lake. I think it's this Winsor Newton Scarlet Lake. Although it could be this Scarlet Lake, Michael Harding Scarlet Lake. I don't know. And then I have ultramarine blue, Prussian blue, viridian, and turquoise. I figured it out.
Good work. Absolutely, Shell. They say thanks for indulging them.
It feels like I have too many colors on the palette, but also like because I'm trying intentionally to keep the saturation up, I kind of have to keep that because it's just it's like a law of physics that the more you mix colors, the harder it is to maintain like a true like pigment saturation.
Prussian blue. Not depression. Hey, if you like this episode so far, give it a little thumbs up there. I know. Why is my voice so whiny today? What is going on with me?
You're doing great. I love you.
I love you too. Tugboat, you're getting lots of things on your bingo card. Dylan says, like, or else you will be struck by the maul stick. If I had a noir narrator, detective narrator voice, oh, that would have been awesome. Did we already figure out that splatter won't work very well with oil paints?
I don't know if we figured that out. There was like some mention of it, I remember, but I don't think we talked about it too much. The problem is that I think the only way to get the paint to flow good enough to do
a good splatter
would be to use like paint thinners and solvents and stuff, which I'm working really hard to not
use
solvents. In fact, so far,
not just for me, but for my health, but also for your health. Thank you.
And like the only thing I've used on this painting is linseed oil, which as soon as I gave up on trying to use stuff like liquid, the paint started to get way easier to handle for me.
Which is funny because liquid is supposed to make it a little bit easier to flow and stuff.
Yeah, it's supposed to just like get a little bit creamier, but the other good thing that liquid does is it helps it dry really fast, like really, really fast. Like if you use a lot of liquid medium, you can usually come in the next day to a dry painting.
Yeah.
So, but by just sticking to linseed oil exclusively, it takes like tomorrow I'll be able to do like a second pass on this kind of, but it'll still be really tacky. Like it won't be, I wouldn't call it dry at that point.
Shell has first-hand experience or second-hand experience with oil paint splattering.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they say that one of their studio mates was doing their masters in drippy splattery oil paint, and it was just a turpentine nightmare in there at all times.
Yep.
Yikes.
That's my fear.
Headache. Big old headache.
Yeah, even even just liquid was would make me feel really lousy after a couple hours in the room with it. And I tried a little bit using M. Graham and Company makes a walnut oil with alkyd in it, and it's supposed to make stuff dry really fast. But I could not really figure out how to use it in a way that was made sense.
You looking at it up close in the...
Yeah, just using I kind of use the monitor here sometimes to actually kind of step away from it.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I have to look at it close on the monitor for some reason. I don't know what psychological reason. Somehow looking at a monitor is different than looking at it in real life. It must have something where it flattens it out for you or something.
You often, when you're working on something, will stand way back and take a look at it not just oil paint, but
Mm-hmm.
even like anything you're working on.
I'll also like
Any art.
take pictures of stuff a lot as I'm working on it, and just to help me get a fuller perspective on it or something.
A different perspective, a flatter perspective.
Maybe. Okay. What I need to do is...
He's getting serious now.
Yeah, I'm serious. I have just been playing with y'all so far. Now I'm serious. I need to get some of this really bright yellow, this yellow lake, and do a couple like highlights.
Ooh, I like that yellow with those other colors.
This is a very transparent color. You can see like, what can you see? Like the pencil shows right through it. And I got a little bit of linseed oil in there too to make it kind of flow a little nicer. Man, it gets, I don't know if you can tell, I got just the tiniest bit of green in there, and now it's like completely green and no longer that yellow.
Yeah. Kevin, what is the TV series you're watching, Revival? Which streaming service is it on? Kevin says that they're really enjoying it. Oh, Sci-Fi Channel?
Mm.
Tugboat says with a question mark. Or asks. Hi, Keith. Keith is seeing pixies in that painting, honey. Oh, no. Oh, wrong. So wrong. Oh my gosh, Keith, you're going to go see the pixies tonight? I'm jealous. We saw the pixies. How long ago was that, honey?
Ooh, that was a long time ago. That was in San Diego.
I think it was for my birthday or something.
It was like when the whole lineup was back together again, sort of
Yeah.
briefly. Because I don't think is Kim Deal touring with them now?
Last I looked, she wasn't in the band at all and wasn't planning on doing any.
And we watched that Tiny Desk concert the other day, and she wasn't
not there.
in the band. But they had a violin player.
And that was great, too. Mark is reading the comic book Revival.
Oh, is that based? Yeah. Is the show based on that?
Yep.
That's one of those books that I feel like I should have read and enjoyed, but missed it somewhere along the line. I think that it was coming out while I was working on Harrow County.
Oh, that long ago? Okay.
Yeah.
The name sounds familiar, but I can't picture it at all. I'll look it up. Oh, yeah. Tugboat, you were correct. It is on the Sci-Fi Channel. Some secrets refuse to be buried.
That's like such a like traditional television tagline.
Yeah. It's called Revival. Kevin says that they're enjoying it.
I feel like I have heard good things from other people about that too.
Alpha Llama Llama read first couple of singles and was enjoying it at the time. 4 hardcovers, so it was a long-running series then.
Yeah.
It's still looking like 50s wallpaper to me, and it's great.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I feel like there's going to be a moment when like all these little tiny tiles of colors close up and the whole image is going to like lock in. Might not get to it tonight though. We've already been going an hour and I feel like there's a lot more to be done on this guy.
I did not see the chickens today because it's running late to get ready. But have you seen them enjoying this weather that's just right? Sunny, but not too hot. And they sit around in the grass. They're not like spread out, but they loaf there.
Yeah.
And they all loaf side by side facing the same direction.
They were cracking me up because there was a line of them yesterday where they all looked like, those ceramic pots that are chickens?
Yes, the chicken shaped.
They were like exactly like those pots. It
They
was very
were.
cute. What's up, Tibbs? You should not come over here.
And when they get to breathing, their little butts go up and down.
Yep.
Shell says, when they were being taught oil painting, they definitely were taught to tile like you're doing right now. And in the first semester, they didn't think anybody got any of their skills, their still life studies fully locked in, closed in.
Yeah, it takes a long time, man. Man, come on. I continue to watch, I subscribe to the Patreon for Our Painted Lives, and I'm still watching those and loving them for instructions about oil painting in particular, but also painting in general. You guys know I'm bad with names. I can't remember the guy's name.
I can look it up. What's it called again?
Our Painted Lives.
Our Painted Lives, and check out the chat.
Rarely get to catch up live, but wanted to thank you for the wonderful Harrow County original pages and the remarks in Lonesome Hunters trades. Thanks for being you, and please keep the show going. Thanks, B. Price. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I did get your email. I don't remember if I replied to you or not. I'm always going nuts. I'm always on the edge of my seat. And actually, kind of ironically, if you send me a really nice email, it makes it even harder for me to reply because I'm sort of like, I can get a little overwhelmed with people being nice sometimes. Aww. And I appreciate it greatly.
So are you talking about Nicholas, Daniela, or Chili?
I am talking about Nicholas.
Nicholas, okay. Nicholas on Our Painted Lives.
Mm-hmm. He's very good. He's actually very, very fun to watch his videos where he's painting. He has he'll just be painting and chit-chatting the entire time about painting, and I find it very fun to listen to.
Alpha says you smell. Not too bad, but it's noticeable.
What are you talking about?
I guess, like, I hope that helps.
Oh, I get it. That's
that you stink.
That's my being not too nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flu.
Flu. Like, I feel like there's a little area in here that is like
shaped like a frog.
Feels yeah, if anyone finds any hidden frogs, don't tell me.
I see a Pac-Man. Okay, sorry. I interrupted by being silly. You feel like there's something going on in that area?
Like there's something in here where it's like kind of like it's not done, but it's like found its path, and then everything else is just like, talk about chicken scratch.
Since you have started oil painting again, after many years of not oil painting, do you feel like you are getting back to where you were, or are you exceeding where you were? Is there anything new you're learning with oil painting, or is it just relearning things?
I feel like I am sort of both, like relearning things still and like exceeding where I was already. It's like in some ways I feel like I had some stuff figured out that I'm still sort of struggling with now. But in other ways, I feel like I'm on a more I'm on a better track. Like, well, one of the big things is that the last time, like, if you want to feel old, the last time I was working on trying to find my way into oil painting, YouTube didn't exist, or it existed like it was so new that nobody knew what it was.
Oh my gosh, it was that long ago?
Yeah. Yeah, it was in San Diego before it was what actually it was when I was working at Machine.
Wow. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Carrie, I hope that you find your phone soon.
Oh no.
And that when you do find it, that it's A-OK.
Jeez, yeah, that's stressful.
So Out of Alcatraz number 4 is coming out on Wednesday.
Yep. And it's a good one.
Also, we are having the pre-sale that same day for the number 3 original art pages. Issue number 3 art pages.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh, and we turned in the paperwork so we could go to the Boise Library Comic-Con
Yeah.
at the end of August. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I can look up the exact
That'll
dates.
be our second convention in a long time.
So 29th and 30th? Let me double check that. Boise Library. I need to stop saying what I'm typing. Oh, August 30th through 31st. I thought that looked weird. Why is that on my calendar like that?
So if you're in Boise, Idaho, you can come say hi.
Yeah. To both of us, even.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll both have tables.
What? Tugboat says that the Boise Library is nice. The woman who used to own Albertsons left all her money to it.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I've been there before, but it was so long ago. It was like, I think it was like just barely when my B.P.R.D stuff just barely started coming out.
Oh, wow.
Was when I was there last.
So that would have been like
2012? Something like that. Yeah, it was forever ago.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that, Alpha Llama Llama. Alpha remembers when YouTube was just a minute maximum videos, and now we can live stream from the other side of the world.
Yeah. My, the lady who prepared our taxes back at that time, her daughter worked for YouTube when they went public. Or not when they went public, but when Google bought them.
Oh.
And when Google bought them, I think they paid like $5 billion or something for it. But at the time, it was the largest like tech purchase of all time or something. And so her daughter was planning on actually like just retiring for the rest of her life, I think.
I hope she got to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Alpha Llama Llama, tell me if I'm reading this correctly. If Alpha Llama Llama was to give any editorial comments on your painting right now, it would be that the painting needs a few Ewoks or two in the bottom right corner. But what Spellcheck did is said needs a new OK or two, not a few Ewoks or two.
I agree that it needs some okay. I agree with that.
I agree with you, Carrie. I think that detail gets lost by a lot of viewers that Ewoks eat their enemies, so they're cute but vicious. Hi, Comic Tropes.
Comic Tropes, what's up? Oh, hey, is John still there? From Hellboy Comic Book Club?
I haven't seen any recent chats, but maybe.
I want to tell him I listened to his band, and they're great. They have, like, real, like, professionally produced videos and everything. They're awesome.
Oh, wow. Do you remember the name?
Only Beast?
Only Beast. So, what's your ideal X-Men team up? Only Beast.
Here comes Mark. Only Beast.
Okay. Tugboat asked for movie Rex from Comic Tropes. Comic Tropes says Jaws.
Jaws? I haven't watched Jaws in a long time.
Yeah, that would be a good one to watch. What have we been watching recently besides Star Trek? And Murderbot.
Star Trek Murderbot. We watched a movie. Oh, we watched the Hellboy movie.
Oh yeah, we watched the new newest Hellboy movie.
I don't think it's the newest.
It's not the newest one?
I think it's the I think they've done one since then.
They've done? Oh my god.
So but they did it with like a different guy.
Would it be the third one?
I think. Yeah, I think it would have been the third Hellboy movie. It's the one with the guy from Stranger Things was Hellboy.
His makeup bothered me.
The newest one, the makeup bothers me on that one too.
Even worse?
What was very interesting about I can't remember that actor's name, but he his Hellboy, especially because of his voice, like really felt like Ron Perlman to me. Like it felt like there was a continuity. that was very interesting.
For the third one?
Yeah, for the one we watched, like I kept
He
forgetting
sounded like
that he.
Ron Perlman?
I kept forgetting that he wasn't Ron Perlman.
Okay.
I mean, he definitely looked like his Hellboy makeup was definitely different. He had like that super long hair the whole time and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know that I thought it was as bad as I remember people saying it was. John is here, by the way.
Nice.
In the chat.
Hey, I just wanted to say, John, that I enjoyed your band. Good work.
We watched the 2019 Hellboy.
Okay.
Just called Hellboy. Nothing else. Comic Tropes is saying, which of the 3 live action Hellboys dies first in a fight?
Yeah, I haven't seen the newest one.
I haven't either.
I don't know.
The Crooked Man from last year. I forgot.
Yeah. I would like to watch that one. I feel like none of them quite have the courage to do like a real Hellboy story. Well, I don't know about the newest one because, like I said, I haven't seen it.
Well, the question is, who would die first in a fight?
Yeah.
So, I think Ron Perlman's character would survive longer because he didn't look as stiff. But I haven't seen the latest, the Crooked Man one.
But the 2019 one, you saw how he got stabbed, and like every time he got really jacked up, he would be fine within 2 minutes.
It's true. I can't remember if that's the case for Ron Perlman's version.
Raining in the Mountains. I haven't heard of that. Mark says that the newest Hellboy gets the closest to the comics. That was the vibe I got from the little bit. The character design, like the costume design for Hellboy, is just kind of hard to take.
He's got lips.
Maybe in the context
he shouldn't have lips. He's got like a human face.
Yeah. And like his neck isn't thick enough.
It's pretty thick. It's just very short. A very short neck.
Mm.
The actor can't help that.
Not with that attitude.
Mark saying the makeup was rough. The problem with the 2019 makeup is that the actor could not emote. The lips barely moved. The lips, like not being human lips, that's great. It's just that it was just too stiff for any emoting and talking. But his whole body looked like that to me, especially his floppy tail.
His tail was kind of distracting sometimes.
That's a good point too, Mark, that they didn't have the budget to do better makeup. It doesn't sound like for the 2014 the Crooked Man one. And if they had put on a bunch of prosthetics on the front of the face, when you don't have a budget, it would have been worse than I'm talking about for the 2019 one then. Alex says that the Crooked Man one being low budget helps strengthen the actual story.
That was sort of my feeling about Hellboy in general, is that like if he could, like, if you get the costume right, you could do so much with just like walking around in dark rooms. You know, you don't need to like have these giant set pieces and stuff. He can just walk around in ruins, and sort of that's all you need.
Comic Trope says Crooked Man was made for $3,700 and a dime. They gave Hellboy a love interest in the Crooked Man. They did for the
They kind of did
Ron
in the
Perlman.
comics too.
Yeah, he did have a crush on Liz.
No,
No,
like
not
in the
Liz?
comics, I forgot her name. She was like the Lady of the Lake or something.
Oh, yeah. Alex says that they would like to recommend if they could recommend a movie, When Evil Lurks is probably their new favorite horror movie. Feels like a B.P.R.D side story. Cool. Oh, Alice is the love interest.
Yeah, that's who it is. But she's a reincarnation of somebody, right? She's King Arthur related somehow.
Comic Tropes agrees with When Evil Lurks is a good horror movie. Mark also says that there was also Anastasia Bransfield in the 80s that was a love interest for Hellboy.
I don't remember that at all.
And then there's Ostasia. There's been several love interests for Hellboy. He's lived for a long time. You got to come across somebody at some point that you might be interested in some way. I agree with Carrie. I was not looking at the screen. Your painting has progressed a lot in just a few minutes.
Thanks. I don't think I'm not going to get it done tonight, because I'm definitely going to have to come back for a second sitting. I might try to save it for next week, and we can all do it together, but I might get impatient. No promises.
No tape peeling.
Okay, I'll save the tape.
Carrie wants to know if you're going to put little mushrooms growing on the tree.
No, but I will try to get, there's like some gray lichen on there that I'm going to try to get. Some like gray-green lichen, and there's some more green moss that I'm going to try to get in there.
The leaves are looking very nice.
One of the things is that like I need to get some more kind of layers going with the like especially sort of down in this area. There's a lot of little leaves that are going to cover up this main tree trunk.
Closer up.
What do you mean?
In the
Oh, they're like
foreground?
closer to the viewer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're going to be on top of that guy.
Comic Trips is asking, what's the best forest?
The best forest is the one you can get to. Lickety split. I love
Lickety Split Forest is a cute name for a forest.
the lickety split forest. Yeah, like I don't know. I have like a handful of like little bits of woods that I know how to get to pretty quick. Like this one is from a park sort of kind of close to Lincoln City Lincoln City, Oregon. So it's about a 20 or 30-minute drive to get out to here.
Dylan says the best forest is the one where you can summon the old gods. And Mark, this whole time, has been given more Hellboy love interest facts. Ostasia was the serpent that talked Hellboy into killing Satan. She married Hellboy when he was drunk in 1956, but not sure how legal that was, though. Not only since he was too drunk to consent, but also he was technically only 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the age of consent is in Mexico.
It should not be 11.
Yeah, but if you'd gotten married in like Arkansas or Georgia.
Doesn't say where they got married. And Alice was a civilian, like a non-met, well, I don't know about that. Was just a woman.
I'm just a girl
not
in the
anything
world.
fancy like a serpent, that spent a lot of time with fairy folk, and she takes over the role of Queen Mab. It has gotten so much further than I thought it would.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if I knew how far along I would get in one sitting, but pretty happy with this. I feel like when I come back to it, that I can maybe get it done in one more sitting.
The colors are so much brighter than I thought they would be.
Yeah, I'm kind of,
love
well,
it.
I'm intentionally pushing them. I had actually, my intention was to be a little bit more impressionistic with them.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember that painting I showed at the beginning, which I should maybe show it again. Looked like this. And this one's got like a lot more purples and stuff in it.
It's also desaturated a bit.
Yeah.
I like your saturated colors.
Yeah, a lot of the oil paintings that I've done have felt like they've ended up very desaturated, so it is kind of fun to keep this one.
The opposite of desaturated.
Yeah, kind of bright.
Desaturated.
And it feels like that's the thing that's like so hard to capture, or that I was really struggling with my pencil drawing, was trying to get like that feeling that it's bright and sunny, but you're like in the shadowed place, you know, like you can't, it's really kind of dark and shady, but you get enough little tiny bursts of light that you can really tell that the sun is out and bright. Polysaturated, is that what that's called? That sounds like an official word for something.
Sounds like fat. Polysaturated fat.
Sounds like a kind of keyboard with a distortion.
Did you use any new techniques? Or
any new techniques?
I guess you doing saturated colors would be a new thing that you did.
Yeah, like I think the thing that I was trying to do, and I don't think I've really like stuck to it, was trying to get like real broken up brush marks. Like they've blended a little bit more than I sort of intended when I started, like what I was planning to do.
Paint dabs?
Yeah. Like they've blended a little bit more than I sort of wanted them to. But I think what I'm going to do is when I come back for the second session, I'll be making, I won't, because I'm not having to cover like the paper as much, I can come in and be like very sort of selective, like more selective of making little tiny marks.
You can do blobs just for blob sakes?
Not so much that, like that's not so much what I'm thinking, as so much as I'm thinking I can make smaller marks, and because the paper's already covered, I'm not having to like make a mark that fills up that space.
To cover the white area.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to cover the white. In fact, it would have been smart, well, if I had been planning on it, it probably would have been a good idea to do like a underpainting of probably all yellow.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Paint blobs are the new splatter. Good night, Dylan.
See you, Dylan.
Oh, no. No, you might have said that because... Did you say that because of my humming?
Chickens. I don't know.
I was humming. It was me. It was humming.
Oh, because you were singing the chicken song?
I hummed it.
That's what happens when you don't put them away and have someone else do it. You still have to get the hums out.
Oh, the other thing I need to add besides Prussian blue and science and history facts is mall stick. The mighty mall stick. Alpha says, sorry, Dylan. You have to go now. Them's the
rules. You say goodnight. Say goodnight, chickens.
Oh my gosh. Is that the new sign off?
Good night,
little chickens. The CBCD little chickens. Tell the chickens you love that you love them. Bark, bark. Mark forgot to grab the bingo sheet. Oh, yay. I'm glad the humming was soothing. I did it extremely quietly, so I'm surprised y'all heard that.
You do have a mic right on your face, though.
That's true. That means y'all are getting a lot of my sniffly nose. I am congested. Cool down ASMR, chicken humming, and tape peels. Dylan is all gasp. Am I a chicken? And that's why it was soothing?
Yep.
It was very... I still think about how cute that was when our old chicken Nito was being such a bully, and I could sit in there and sing her to sleep. The other chickens responded too, but she was the one that would start drifting off first.
Have you ever tried hypnotizing them?
No. Why would I want to do that?
I don't know. That's I just know that's a thing that people do. I think you could put them to sleep that way.
Huh. Dylan, this is not the time for an existential crisis. A good one, Carrie. I agree, Kevin. The tape peeling is one of the most satisfying things to watch. Someday, I am going to compile a video short of just, or I don't know, maybe it would end up being so many that it'll be long.
2-hour compilation of tape peels?
Of tape peels, just all your tape peels.
That would be pretty fun.
That's right, Tugboat. Chicken free will is not something I want to mess with.
It's dangerous.
I like consent, even among my chickens. Carrie says, and Kevin both vote yes for the tape peel video. What I've been trying to work on this week for my Mr. Crook work is getting some more stuff up on the website. I'm trying to figure out how to do the shipping costs for our ginormous $150 Harrow County.
The complete Harrow County?
The complete Harrow County to put it up for sale. But it is messing up my shipping costs the way I have it set up. So I'm trying to figure that out. And then you also did a key for Skeleton Crew.
I did that Sleepy Hollow one.
The Sleepy Hollow key that I'm trying to get up there. But I think I've got that figured out. I think I have its shipping packaging figured out. But what's taking all my time is the shipping costs thing.
Figuring out shipping from the US is a friggin', like, international shipping is a friggin' nightmare to figure out nowadays.
It's just so expensive. Like, no matter, like, even the cheapest one is so expensive. Dylan says the tree kind of looks like it has flames within itself. It does.
Hell yeah.
Mark says, the first-hand experience. Yeah, it is. Shipping is expensive. International shipping is expensive.
Yeah.
I will not have hurt feelings if any international folks, anyone outside of the U.S., says that it is too expensive for them to buy the $150 book from us. $150 plus the shipping cost. I could see that breaking the bank for a lot of people, and I would understand.
Yeah, there was a guy who wanted to buy some magic cards and was like, I can't afford the shipping.
Yeah.
And we were like, neither can we, man.
Yeah.
I was like, bro.
Alpha Llama has said quite a few Kickstarters. There's been quite a few that he's passed on just because of shipping.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna buy a record the other day. I was gonna buy Einstürz des Neubauten record, and it's like the record was $30 and shipping was like 57 or something. And I was like, I can't do it. I gotta wait till I go to Europe and buy it there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's understandable. I get it. Mark in the chat is saying, thanks for the water moccasins. You're so welcome. One of the things that we sell at some conventions, not all, it has to be a convention that we think that we can ship, transport stuff, this particular item carefully. There are, one of the things we sell are little super sculpey water moccasin snakes wrapped in a jar, in a glass jar. And I managed to ship one all the way to Mark, and it got there safely without opening up and letting the snakes burrow into people's ears.
That we know of.
Because they're Harrow County themed ones. if you haven't read Harrow County yet, there are snakes in a mason jar is a thing. But we have a few left. We've got little tiny ones. And
maybe that's what we should get on the store next.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. We don't have any boxes for them.
Yeah, I was just sort of replaying that in my mind and thinking like, man, the shipping of that would be a nightmare.
As far as like shipping costs, that shouldn't be a problem because they weigh less than a trade paperback. So we got those costs locked in.
Yeah.
What's the record for the longest stream?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, oh my God, we might be getting close to it. We're almost at 2 hours. Holy moly. I didn't realize.
Shell, I haven't made those skeletons with scrolls in their rib cages in a long time. But I know where I can get, like next Halloween, I could pick up some little plastic skeletons. And I paint the skeletons and then I do a little scroll about like respectful relationships or self-care. Aw, I'm glad you still treasure yours.
That's nice.
I still treasure the little tiny role-playing game that came with a little a crystal island patch that you made, Shell.
Yeah, get a real skeleton.
Wait, I missed that. And Dylan, go all natural and dig up a real skeleton to harvest the ribs. Wow, it's 9 o'clock. I don't think we've ever made it to 9 o'clock, have we?
I'm sure we have.
Okay. Well, that's the first time I feel like my alarm's gone off.
But that is
Oopsie.
this is a very good time to call it quits. I think everything is like covered and blocked in, and the lighting is sort of like figured out to a certain extent. I think the next thing is just to go in and like let this dry so I can go over the top of it real easy and just try to get that tiny little boop, 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 everywhere. If anyone knows my social media from the last decade, I'll be like, leaf, 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 leaf. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Carrie. Little droids.
Powerpuff Girls were an hour 52 minutes. Nope. Oh, there's a 2-hour one.
Oh.
I think it was looking through a sketchbook, which is surprising.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Amel and the Sniffers was an hour 57. Almost to the end.
Yeah, I feel good about this though. It's
good.
I don't know if it's what I expected. Well, I guess it's not. I said earlier it's not quite what I was expecting when I got started, but it definitely feels like Like, I got the vibe that I was going for, like, and if I can get the high frequency noise,
Thank you, honey.
high frequency details going, I think it could be a very satisfying little picture. All right.
I think this stream may just barely squeak by and end up being the longest one.
Nice. Should we just stand here? Like, sit here and like in silence for a couple minutes?
I'm still looking. I got 5 more to look at. Nope, that's it. I think today's will be the one.
Oh, thanks, Carrie. I love hanging out with you. Thank you so much.
Y'all are a joy.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Yeah, it's always so fun to hang out with you guys, and I really appreciate it. Go tell the people you love that you love them, and I love you.
I love you too.
And I love all y'all. I hope you have a great weekend and a good week. And I'll see you next Friday.
Bye, everybody.
Later, skater.
Be cool.